In today's episode, a few updates, then a winter walk garden tour with videos of what it looked like in autumn and videos of some of the garden ideas from Groton House I will be duplicating. Enjoy! I would like more land, he said. Then I said, I would love another antique home with beautiful gardens. And so our story began. Again. With a scratch of a pen to paper, Sugarwood, a small New England country estate, became ours. Won't you join me as I make Sugarwood our home and see how we enjoy a life of fine living, no matter how simple or grand that may be? And my hopes are to help you find your own version of fine living too. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. It would really help my channel out, and I'd really appreciate it. I just got inside from being out walking around and checking out the gardens, and I thought I would share with you a bit of the winter garden walk that I just did, even though it's over a foot of snow right now. But I figured I would come back inside, make myself a cup of coffee. I lit a candle for a little bit of ambiance just to get me in the mood. I grabbed a few of my journals. I have actually 3 journals that I have going. And I'll talk about this more later, but I have a lifestyle journal, things that make me happy. And this is a book that my son bought me just for this reason. It's a handmade leather-bound journal. And then I have my gardening journal that I've been doing now. This is year 2. Going into year 3, I'm so proud of myself because I've never done it before. This has notes about the weather, what's growing, and some of my sketches. And then the 3rd journal is the Sugarwood journal. Things that we're doing here at the house, what I feel about the house, what I'm finding outside that we're going to be doing or want to do. So I'm drawing notes and taking notes from here, and I'm working on, like I said, the book proposal that hopefully I'll be sending off within 2 months. Another thing that I just recently did that I'm taking a step back from Instagram, and I will only be posting there when there's a new video. So if you watch me there as well, you may have seen that. My goal is to regain some of the time I've lost to social media. And when it came to Instagram, I used it a lot when I had the magazine. But right now, it's really was only an avenue to let you know a new video is up. But I found myself feeling the need to post almost every day, whether it's a picture of something I'm doing, something that I did. I was constantly scrolling, looking at other people's posts, which I love to do. It was taking up a lot of very precious time. I want to work on the book proposal. We've got a lot going here in the house, and I've even started painting the ceiling in the master bedroom. As you can see, I started painting the ceiling. I did 1 coat so far of a primer, and it went on white and then instantly sucked up the brown stain, and now it has like a mottled effect. It looks good from a distance. It almost looks like that I did the color wash or pickling of it, but up close it just looks like a mess. So I'm going to be going over it again and getting the appearance that I'm looking for. And it doesn't have to be pure solid white for me. It could have some striations. Thought I was going to take you on a nice, quiet, snowy walk, but Ben's going to start the snowblower up again. And it's turning to rain, so that's why I'm coming out now. And we have, I'm going to say, about a foot of snow here. They only said a few inches. They changed that to a few inches. I'm glad I put on my tall rubber boots. But hopefully you can hear me with the snowblower in the background. It might even pick up. I'm looking around. It's such a shame that we're going to have to lose those trees. I am very upset about that. But I've been warned that this is a sheet of ice under the driveway, so I won't be out there right now. and I thought we'd check out the winter garden and how pretty it is. And I'm going to allow myself to dream of when these start to get little green buds. So I have my hydrangeas here, and then there are 2 lilac bushes here by the garage. We got dueling snowblowers, the neighbor too. And I do have some more seed and suet I'm going to put out soon for the birds. And I still have some things popping up through the grass here. I have the lavender that I brought from Groton House. Hopefully it will last and come back. And I forget what this tall one is. I know I have over here some, I think they're called turtle head. I'll look that up again, but I have that. I actually sketched it in my book before they went by when we bought the house. Looks better already. Pardon the wind that's coming through, but I don't have my microphone on. Somewhere packed at the other house. But look at the difference. Look at the plants that I have that were completely covered. I uncovered this one the other day. Wow, this is a lot deeper than I thought it would. When this morning I came out several hours ago and it was only inches. And I have some catmint here. There was quite a few large bushes in the area. And then the ragusa roses, Rosa ragusa. A few shoots of the apple mint. I believe it's apple mint. I did a lot of research to try to figure out what it was. And I have this one written down in my journal. I'm forgetting already. If I saw it in its full bloom state, I think I'd be all set. And then the forsythia. I did a big trimming of the forsythia here. Just to shape them more into balls so that they weren't coming into the yard as much. And then the lilac trees. Don't know what the color is, so I'm very anxious for you and I to see what color these pop. Maybe they're different colors, maybe they're all the same. I don't know. Laughing at me. And then I'm used to deep snow, don't get me wrong. But like I said, I came out this morning and there was only a couple inches. I'm absolutely shocked that it is this deep. Another thing that will be going, these very tall looming pines over our house. The ones that are close enough to do damage in a storm are coming down. I don't feel bad about that. Oh, along this wall, it's definitely turning to rain. What a shame. This is all going to get heavy, and let's expect some power outages. So over here, some cedar was planted, and there's rhododendrons. So it's every other cedar and rhododendron. I don't know what color those are. They could be pink, white, purple. This actually looks more like azalea. But the rhododendrons here, the leaves on a rhododendron will close up tight during cold weather. But when it gets warmer, they open. So now that it was in the 20s and obviously warming up a little bit more, these are opening up. So year round, these have a nice pop of green here. I like seeing this green when everything else is white. Quite a big snowdrift here, it looks like. And then my crabapple tree. It's so pretty. Even though they're a little shriveled up, I'm surprised the birds didn't clear these off. But the lower branches seem to be. I believe this was Siberian crabapple. Once again, I did write this down and I have it in my journal. So pretty. All along the inside wall here, or outside wall I should say, there are so many ferns. also on the inside of the wall. I love ferns, but I have a friend who said her husband really thinks ferns is more of a weed. And I never understood that until I got here, because they have really taken over a lot of the space that you can't get to other items. So, case in point, I'm pretty sure these bushes here along the wall are blueberry bushes, high bush blueberry bushes. And if in fact these are blueberry, I'm going to be making a path through all of this fern so that I can get to them and just make it more of a functional versus a visual. So technically, we do have a little orchard here. We've got blueberries, 2 apples, a crab apple. Don't know what this is. The tag broke off, I think. Yeah, there's no tag. But if you remember, we did put fertilizer under all of these trees, so hopefully we'll get some life back to them. If not, I am going to plant some more here. I just have to be careful what I plant because the new septic system, or the fairly new septic system, is here and the leach field, so I don't want things with roots that are going to go into that. And then some more some more lilac bushes here. A little evergreen tree. This was, I'm going to say, definitely planted here because there's no other trees in the area like this. Sharon. The pods of the Rose of Sharon. In one of my Christmas videos, and actually even Thanksgiving, I did take a few of these and I painted them bronze and copper and gold and tucked them into some of the arrangements. The other day when I was out here, the seed pods were there were actually some seeds in there too, and I wish I collected them. But I figured it was too late to collect the seeds, but that I don't know. It's nice. Every house I've had, except for Groton House, now that I think of it, had Rose of Sharon. So I'm glad this was here already. If you're watching and want to know a name of a plant that I'm talking about, hopefully I remember to put the overlay of text. I don't know what this is. Once it got here, this was already past. I know there are some iris buds here, or some iris pods that are still there. Quite a few iris pods were here. I actually collected those as well for holiday decor. Ben's clearing paths for us in Willow, and Willow's playing in the plume of snow. Maybe we'll go over there and see this. And then I have this climbing vine. There's one out front, and there's one here, chocolate vine. It's supposed to have the scented chocolate, the blooms. So I'm looking forward to seeing if that is in case the fact. All right, so once again, here's all these lilac trees. I do wish I knew how to tell the age of these, and now that I've said that, I'm going to do a little research to see if trunk size can help me, because it is a fact that outhouses had lilac trees planted around them for the most part, just to help with the scent in the spring and summer months. So this could be where an outhouse was, which would make sense. Back of the house, off the barn, or connected to the barn. There is garden hidden all on this side as well. This wall has gardens on both sides. But I did notice that there were peonies interspersed all over the garden, and I don't know when those were planted, but some of them now were in the shade. Some of them were crowded with others, and peonies love full sun. Peonies love to have space around them. So even though they don't like to be transplanted, I'm going to watch them this year, and then in the fall I'm going to transplant them. And a better time to do that is in September. So I'll be making a note in my gardening journal. Won't be having any coffee or tea here. This is what we need to do for Willow to get her potty runs. Once again, there's the roses. And a lot more plants here. And I like how I can see the raised beds. This I'm looking forward to planting here. I'm going to be doing a lot of herbs here, and then I've got over on the other section, we've got raspberries and blackberries, more blueberries. But an idea I didn't mention when we were over on the other side, I'm going to watch what the sun does here, because a lot of the herbs I plant, they love sun. They love sun. I don't know if I scared Ben off, he left. And my feet are now, my boots are full of snow. But over here, in this back section of the yard, I discussed with Ben that I might want to take this back section and create a kitchen garden, because I can shut it off to most wildlife. Once the doors are up here, each side has a gate that the previous owner put in. They do need fixing, they do need modification, because some of them did not close correctly. But if we can get them to work well, I think putting my kitchen garden in here would be key, since it's off the kitchen. And once again, I can keep most of the wildlife away from it, the larger wildlife at least. And down here, I'm going to watch the sun, because even though underneath this large area inside the square stone wall here, I'm just going to get closer. This section here I was metal detecting, and I did find through digging carefully that the power line goes from the house to the sugar shack. And I will make note of that if in fact I do some raised beds here. I'm thinking of a circular bed or a square bed that goes within the square, and just create a really pretty cottage type garden. I like gardens that have a lot of fluidity to them, but also a little structure. And here are a lot of other plants. The whole garden, inside and out, is full of flowers. Some of the gates are off the hinges. I got some fixing to do. I have to learn that. Here comes Willow with her snowy face. So these raised beds, I'm very much looking forward to creating these and making them my own. You know, when we first moved in, they were full of vegetables, wonderful vegetables, but it was kind of odd picking somebody else's garden, even though it was mine at that point. The previous owner did so much work and put so much love into it, I felt guilty, which might seem silly. And I've also decided I'm going to create gardens that are full of things that I like and that we like to eat. I don't want to plant vegetables that I'm not going to enjoy. But then again, I might plant some things that I could put outside in a little stand. Some of our neighbors put signs at the end of the road with they're selling chicken eggs and some produce. I might do the same for herbs and cut flowers, because I usually always grow more than I need, and I'd love to share. But I'm going to use these elsewhere in the garden. I'm going to put the 3 out and make a pattern. And speaking of what I want to do, over here between the roses, I'd love to make an arch and have that as a path between the interior garden, back garden, and backyard. Well, I think my walk is going to come to an end, because it is getting a mixture of rain and snow here, and this girl is cold. Well, I hope you enjoyed that winter garden tour, and I look forward to showing you our gardens throughout the seasons. But right now, I'm going to get back to this book proposal because I'm trying to stay focused on things. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions, but I do have some thoughts that I want to follow through on. And I will see you next week. Bye now.